All right, guys, what's going on? Glad to greet everybody who is present on this stream right now and people who will be connecting to us later and who will watch offline. Today, we're going to be discussing the topic of why waiting to immigrate to the US might cost you everything. And guys, that's going to be a real talk. Real talk. Okay. All right. So what we're going to cover today? Well, first of all, why the wait and see approach in immigration is becoming dangerous in 2025. Okay. Also, we're going to touch on the latest updates from US immigration policy that could impact you tomorrow. Also, what types of visas and green card programs are closing, tightening, or evolving, right? So, what kind of changes we see recently, and how to move strategically and quickly without making costly mistakes, okay? And also, you guys will be able to ask me questions, and actually, you can start asking me questions right now, all right? There is no limit on the questions. If you have questions beyond the topic of today, still drop them so I could take a look what bothers you and probably answer them as well. So let me give you a few, and you guys know I'm recently I don't really cover the approvals in my company because it's just it's getting old, because before I was doing it so to kind of build a trust with you guys, and so you could know, understand that we are real, okay, that we're not fake, we are a big company, we really achieve results for our clients and do it on a daily basis, okay. So I would spend like 10 minutes telling you what approvals we got, the type of visas and this. And now I'll still do this, but in a light version. Like today, I wanna give you the which I just received the approval for EB2NW. And all EB2NWs and EB2NWs I wanna share with you because those visas right now are the hardest to get approved. Okay, they're not the hardest to compile, to build a strategy for. But when you send it, it's just some magical things happen. The immigration officers are just unwilling to approve cases they used to approve. And today's case is kind of, let's put it this way, was not the strongest case I filed for the past few months for EB2NW. And why it wasn't the strongest? Because the client did not have, there was no funding of her project. There was no interest in her project. So basically, the way the case was structured is the way I would send the case maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, where and again, this case is a good case study. Just to show you how things evolved with EB2NW and why those things became so much harder to get approved. So much harder, guys. And like 5 years ago, you could send, the diploma, the statement from the client about the endeavor, how they're gonna do this, and that's it. That's pretty much it. That to show the experience in the past, and those cases were getting approved right and left. Today, if you don't have either good funding of your project or working project or some strong support from local businesses, organizations, government who want to use your services, those are weak cases. Okay, weak cases that usually don't get approved. So, of course, I'm not sending those cases. I'm not taking those cases if I know the end result. But sometimes just the clients cannot do what they promise. So you kind of get left hanging without knowing what's going on. So but this case got approved, and the project was in cybersecurity. Okay, the cybersecurity. So I'm not sure if it's a luck of the client, if it's a good karma, or we did an amazing job, and we, of course, we did, or the officer just liked the case. Maybe he liked the picture of the client. Maybe he was female. He's male. She's female. The client. So I don't know. We got it approved. And I'm happy for the client. I think she, even herself, did not expect that. I still was putting hope. But here we are with the fresh EB2NW approved, not the strongest case. And again, it's not the strongest because of the changes, in this program. Okay, so let's discuss. The topic, why waiting might cost you everything. In similar cases like I just described, this one was a happy ending, and it's not necessarily true for everybody else. And that's actually the main reason why, guys, why it's you cannot wait. Why you cannot wait? Because if you have the case right now, as we speak, and how do you know if you have the case? Well, that's the easiest part, because you guys should get the free evaluation if you have not, right? I have a free evaluation service in my company where you fill out the questionnaire, you send it to me, and within 2 days I'll get back to you. And I just dropped you the link to that free evaluation. So if you got a response from me and I'm like, hey, John, hey, Patrick, you guys have very good potential to work on your case with my team for the next 6 months, improve it by means of our tools, instruments, and the connections that we have in the industry, and get the approval with more than 90% chance. As long as you guys want to come here and you have the finance to cover the costs, there is no other single reason why you should not do that right now. Okay? And let me give you another example why it's important to act as long as you know you're gonna have an excellent chance of approval. Okay, of course, nobody can have a guarantee of approval, but close, very close to that, yes. So back in 2024, in October, a little bit over 6 months ago, I had a complex immigration planning, a meeting with my client from India, and he had an average case that I'm ready to take and work on it for the next 6 months, and he decided to wait. Okay, he's like, oh, okay, let me work, and I'm gonna work on some academic articles, maybe I speak at the conference, and this and that, and of course, what can I do? I will say, hey, I think you should start now and work parallel on both of those things, because that makes me upset when the client wants to make additional moves that are not necessary for the success of the case. I was a little bit upset, but it's okay. I can do this much, okay? And today this guy comes back and says, hey, Stanislav, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to sign the contract. Basically, he says, I'm ready to sign a contract, pay, and go. And I open up his strategy that was valid 8 months ago, and I look at it, and guys, 30% of those things that were valid 8 months ago, almost 9 months ago, and with which we could get an approval without additional expenses or anything a few months ago, they're not valid anymore. Okay? And that made me double upset because, it's just another proof why you cannot waste your time as long as you can start your case. Okay? And those examples are massive. There's a lot more, but those are just like two very fresh things, right? with unexpected approval for EB2NetW, which we just got for cybersecurity. And a client who was with us 9 months ago, ready to go, and his case is not valid anymore. And it doesn't mean we cannot do this, we cannot start it, but it means just the client will have to spend more money. Okay? And that makes me upset because I don't like when you guys spend what you don't have to. You're already spending a lot. All right. So that's the main reason, guys. Time passes, things change, the laws change, the perception of the law changes every 2-3 months. You guys don't believe me? Come more for my streams. I always discuss this. Some things that are valid now are not going to be perceived as such in 3 months. Not all of them, but a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit over there, and 3, 6, 9 months, the things looks completely different. Okay, things just looks completely different, and I do believe that that's the negative effect of the digital age, of the digital transformation that we're all living through right now. Right, we're transforming to this digital world, still do, and that volume of the information and the speed with which information spreads, that has the negative effect on those achievement and the recognition you guys getting right now. They're like getting all they're getting invalid. Other better things come up, and in comparison, something that was good today, but with a better thing, technology in the future, that first thing is no good anymore, or not as good anymore. Okay, so I mean, I'm always trying to send you this message, but you guys don't listen. You guys don't listen. Those who listen, they're already with green cards and living happy lives, and others just still getting the green cards, but suffering. All right, so let's talk about the latest updates of the U.S. immigration policy that could impact you tomorrow and even today. And of course, we all remember it's still fresh, the fight between the Trump administration and Harvard, the university that has that kind of stuff has a lot of potential to impact the cases. The cases where you are on F1, OPT, of probably those organizations that may be stripped of the privilege to have you as a foreign student, and that means there is no more OPT, no more STEM OPT, no more F1 possibly. Okay, so those things are in danger zone. Also, if you're from one of those countries that are banned or could be banned within the next few months if they don't comply with the demands of the US governments. Like, for example, one of those countries is Kyrgyzstan. I know probably there's no one from Kyrgyzstan on the stream and nobody will watch, but this is just an example. Basically, Trump says, hey, Kyrgyzstan government, if you guys don't do what we want you to do, you are out. You're not coming to the US? Maybe never. Okay? And you guys know how fast the decisions to ban something are made, and how long does it take to remove those countries from those lists. It may take forever. So you don't wanna, your country does not wanna get on that list whatsoever. Okay? Okay, so, and by the way, that's another thing. That's another change. The ban on certain countries or heightened scrutiny on tourist visas or other visas for those countries. And I do believe this is the beginning of the move. We will see more countries to be added to those baskets. We discussed them last week extensively. We discussed them, guys. You remember 6 months ago, we were talking about this, right? And I told you, just wait. You're like, Stanislav, they're trying to scare us. They're trying to, play games, political games. And I told you, just wait. And you'll see. This is not the game. And why I was so confident? Because it already happened. It already happened, guys. with the first term of Trump. He did that. So why would he not do that today? Of course not. Of course he would. So, and I think they're gonna escalate those things and use it as a political pressure to make those countries to do whatever the Trump wants. Okay, so this is a danger, and you never know which country is going to be next. You know, because like Russia was also mentioned in those baskets. It's not there yet, but it may be very well in it in a few months, right? And Russia is a big country. So this is the change that we are tracing and we're monitoring because we have clients from those countries. And of course, we were working with them closely to expedite the cases, to file the cases, to bring them to the US. And if some of them are here, to change the statuses. And Lord can see how right we were and how grateful those people to us right now. They calling me, say, Stanislav, thank you for forcing us to do these things. Because it looks like our countries are never getting back into the US. Okay? So I appreciate my clients, my current clients listening to me. Okay? And you guys not always do, but most of the time you do, and it brings a good result. All right, let me guys see the questions. Mark, greetings Stanislav. Hi Mark. One of the criteria for EB1A is have had work displayed at artistic exhibitions and or showcases. What does it mean? Can marketing expert close this criterion? Yes, very good question, Mark. Very, very, very deep and specific questions. I love it. And the showcase criterion in EB1A is basically used, was planned initially to be used in art, right? Like artists, singers, DJs, dancers, models, a beauty industry, whatever that is, right? Like a musician sings on a stage and people come and buy the tickets. This is the showcase, okay? Or a DJ is playing at the festival, or the artist is exhibiting his or her paintings in a museum or a gallery. This is a showcase, okay? Basically showing your talent to the public. I just got one case approved for EB1A for the graphic designer. And she was participating with social projects in her in Moscow, in Russia. And she was designing the compelling art to be put on the street of Moscow in certain parts of the city for people to see and resonate, like domestic violence, abuse, these kind of social things. And she was depicting those pictures and it would draw attention. So that was showcased as well. Okay? And of course, marketing experts, you guys, and I have dozens approval for EB1A for marketing people. I don't know why, but 2024 last year was like the peak year for marketing people. I just got like probably only last year like about 30 EB1As for marketing. So guys, I know that stuff, okay, really well. So I always use in marketing the showcase. Why? Because marketing, although it's a hybrid petition because it's business and it's art. Why it's business? Because it moves business, right? Marketing attract leads, the sales department work with the leads, and then the executive departments do the work, all right? So marketing has definitely a business component to it, but also it has the art to it. Why? Because it has the visual appearance, the visual effect, right? So of course, a showcase is a part of the marketing. And let me give you an example, Mark. I had this case, my client from Brazil, She was getting a talent visa with me, and she was working for one of the large cosmetics makeup company in Brazil, and she was given with a task to decorate the bus stops in Brazil for the Christmas and for New Year with the marketing materials for that company, right? And that's what she did. And guess what? I used those bus stops. I still remember them like visually. Those bus stops, I believe it was Sao Paulo, with those advertising as a showcase. Okay, so why I was giving different examples to explain what showcase is, because the classic way is people to pay to go and see the art. But alternatively, if it's on a in a spot where a lot of people go and just forced by nature to see, this is also showcase. Let me give you one last example. A couple years ago, I got approval EB1A for NFT artist, right? NFT is the digital art, and one of her NFTs was purchased by I think it was Nike. It was Nike store in London and exhibited in one of the stores. They just like you walk in, and there's her NFT on the wall, a big NFT. And also I showed it as a showcase. Okay, so I think this is good for you to understand. All right, guys, give me more questions. Give me more questions. I still have things to cover in the main topic. Let's discuss the type of visas and green cards programs that are tightening. Okay, closing, tightening, or evolving. I mean, evolving would be really politically neutral way to say that about EB2NW. It's evolving to the extent that it's very hard to get approved, right? We still get them approved. But it's so much harder than 6 months ago, than a year, 2 years ago. Guys, EB2NWs, for you to understand, there used to be cases like this. Even 2022, 2023, I mean, I remember those cases, like 100 pages. There was so easy, right? I could prepare the case for 2-3 months very easily, send it, get it approved, and forget about it, right? And before that, in 2020, 2018, and earlier, those were even easier, right? Like basically, it used to be if you had master's degree and you had some work experience and you know what you're going to be doing, that's an approval for EB2NW. Today, forget about it. Okay, if you send just this, there's no way. You have to, first of all, the size of those petitions is like 300, 400, 500 pages at the very least. The extent of the evidence we put in it is just crazy, guys. It's insane. It's almost like a thesis for your graduation from master's degree or maybe doctoral degree. It's insane. It's so much harder, okay? Visibly, and it's within years. So this is a very good example what it was and what it is, okay? Now, unless you are a PhD with a lot of publications, with the conferences, with dissertation, and maybe some university wants you to work for them, your EB2NW gotta have funding, and you gotta have the letters from companies in the US to show interest in whatever you are proposing to the US government. Okay? So imagine before and now. This is just, you cannot compare those two. Same thing with the classic talent visas, O1, EB1A. Those cases only get larger, All right, the average case 2-3 years ago for EB1A was maybe 5, 6, 700 pages. Now it's 1200, 1500 pages. So they doubled, guys. We doubled the cases volume wise because otherwise we cannot get them approved. So okay, we get an RFE from this officer, and that's how it works, guys. I'm just going to give you some inner inner kitchen stuff, right? How we do this. We know what we gotta do to get you approved. We do this for 6 months working with the team. Then we send the case, and like last week, guys, I've sent 13 cases. Believe it or not, I have a picture. Let me guys show you the picture, because I know you'll be like, I know you guys trust me, right? But some of you like, Stanislav, you can talk as much as you want, but show us the proof. Show us, I'll show you the proof. Take a look. Take a look. Let me see, there's nothing else. Okay, count. And it's not even all. It's not all 13 boxes. It's a Friday 13th, we sent 13 cases. Okay, and those are boxes for FedEx. Right? The FedEx guys hates us. He has to do like 2 trips to get those cases. So like this week we've sent already 7 cases, and probably around 6-7 cases are pending right now, right? Today and tomorrow. So okay, we're sending those cases, and bam, there's an RFE for one of them, and then officer says something that's not aligning with how it used to be in the past. And okay, no problem. You know, maybe this officer sees it this way. We respond, or we withdraw, we refile, whatever we gotta do. And then we see another officer says the same thing. And then another one, the same thing. Oh, something is brewing. That means that some inner policy within the USCIS changed, and now they see that thing differently. Okay? What we do? We take all 300 cases that we work on right now. We find all 01 EB1A cases, that's the one I'm talking about, right? Which are about 70% of my practice. And within the current cases, I implement all those changes from the fresh RFEs. So when you guys work with me and my team and my company, you get the experience and the results of thousands of cases that we filed that got approved. Okay, that's why you want to work with an attorney who has a lot of cases in those particular visas, has a specialty, the expertise. Okay, so and that's what we do, and we implement the changes, and those officers become happy. But then in 1-2 months, something else happens. Now they don't like the way we describe the critical role in the company. Now they don't like how we describe the reputation or this and that. Sometimes they go a little bit too far with the way they want to see, and that's we're not gonna go by. We hammer them on that. We respond and we hammer them and say, you guys pushing a little bit too far. We're not having it, and if you don't do the right thing, guess what? We are taking you to the court. Okay? We're taking you to the court. So, and that works. They're scared. They don't want any precedent on some BS policy they're trying to push. Okay? They don't want any decisions on that. So, of course, they're gonna pull back from that. Of course. All right, Mark, great answer. Stanislav showcased my product in a foreign country, used offline marketing materials. Good, good. I don't know how exactly you've done it and how you describe that, and what kind of expert opinion letters you attached, or recommendation letters, or maybe the press. So, because when I do this, I told you the concept, but the way to prove it, that's a different story. That's completely different. There's a lot behind that. John Paul, how long does it take for EB2 and W to be approved now? John, like this case today was approved for 2 weeks. with expedited processing. They can take 45 days, but they're usually quick. They do like within 2-3 weeks. That's how I see it. But they may take longer. They may take longer. Okay, guys, get the free evaluation. Get the free evaluation right now. The link is in the chat. It's also pinned to the chat. Click on it, find your talent visa or national interest, fill out the questionnaire, give me 2 days. I'll get back to you with analysis, let you know what's going on, and look for the word potential. If you have the word potential, you're good. You're good to move to the next step, the complex immigration planning. All right, good guys. 30 minutes in, that's how I want it, our streams. So next Thursday, guys, we're not gonna have streams for quite a while. I'll be in Brazil for the next 3 weeks. So next time we're gonna see each other is July 17th. So you can always contact me. I'll be working. It's not my vacation, I'll be working, but it's just my schedule will not allow for the streams. So I'll be missing you guys. I love all of you, all 9 of you watching right now. I love every single one of you, and I'll be missing you. So in a month, we're gonna meet, get all your stuff, all your questions. Meanwhile, do the free evaluation. You can always contact my company through WhatsApp, leave comments under the videos and everything. So enjoy this month, and I'll see you July 17th, guys. And remember, your future begins here. Good luck.